welcome back to Wine Up with Books with your girl Kay. As you can see by the title, we are reviewing the Cartel Book 5. I'm going to do the Cartel Book 6 after this. It's going to be a separate video. But anyways, let's get into it. You already know I have my wine, right? So the book starts off with Miamor killing Carter's mistress, Yasmina. They're in the middle of a desert. Miamor buries her alive. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Because apparently Carter, Zyir, and Monroe are supposed to be dead, right? That's not it. So long and behold, Carter stages the plane crash in the Bermuda Triangle. The boys fly to, not the boys, the men fly to Saudi Arabia, where Carter's father has some connection with a billionaire named Baraka, right? So they're hiding out over there, living a lavish life. At the same time, Miamor gives birth to her son, Carter Jones Jr., right? So Fly Boogie gets released from jail. So as you know, Fly Boogie's the one who helped Zyir escape and allowed Zyir to meet Monroe and Carter at the plane. So Fly Boogie goes to Miamor's house, right? You know, Fly Boogie, Miamor opens the door, Fly Boogie looking at Miamor like he got a big ass crush on Miamor. Let's just start there. Like, the man is head over heels infatuated with Miamor. So he hands Miamor a postcard, right? The postcard basically is of a desert in Saudi Arabia. So Miamor figures it out that it's a clue, and it was Carter's way of telling Miamor that they are alive and they are in Saudi Arabia. So Miamor calls the girls over, Breeze and Lena, and tells them like, yo, the men are alive, they hiding out in Saudi Arabia. So Miamor knows, like, all right, boom, the men cannot come back to the States until the case is over or their names is clear. So Miamor starts putting a plan together like, yo, the prosecutor, we got to find some dirt on the prosecutor to get the prosecutor to drop the case so the men could come home, right? At the same time, Carter is introduced to Baraka's daughter, Yasmina. So as soon Yasmina's young, she what, 22, 23, something like that. As soon as she sets eyes on Carter, she's like low-key fall in love with Carter. Like, she likes his persona, she likes how he carries himself, the way he talks, demeanor, all that. And she runs the father's hotel resort over there, right? So Yasmina sets her eyes out, her plan out to get Carter. Carter already peeping game is like, you know, I gotta keep her out of arm's length because long and behold, she don't really know that my wife don't play that shit, right? So boom. So for Miamor's plan, Miamor has Fly Boogie tailing the prosecutor to see, like, you know, what dirt he could dig up on the prosecutor. So at the same time, Miamor flies to Idaho to go see her girl, the last one standing other than her, Aries, of the Murder Mama gang, right? So she goes sees Aries, like, yo, trying to enlist Aries to help her with the plan to get the prosecutor. Aries is like, yo, I have a son, I'm out of that life, you know, we done lost too much in that life, I can't believe you still trying to fight for Carter, you know, because the whole situation with Miamor's sister getting killed by Mecca and all that. So Aries just declines Miamor's offer to help her. Miamor is just like, you know, she understands this is the end of their two communication, and, you know, there's nothing that, you know, there's no love lost, but Aries is trying to live a straight life. So Miamor understands, she flies back home. At the same time, Miamor doesn't even know that Fly Boogie is actually helping Carter, right? And Fly Boogie's in communication with Carter at all times. But long and behold, Fly Boogie's like, you know, he respects Carter. I'm not gonna lie, he respects Carter, but there's something about Miamor. He has a crush on Miamor. And Fly Boogie's mad young, but Miamor is like, all right, you know, she recognizes it, but her love is for Carter. That's what it is. Her love is for Carter, right? So after a while, Breeze had ended up going to the police station for something, and when she was at not the police station, the district attorney, one of them, I think she went in with her lawyer, right? You know how you had to sit down and stuff like that. When the prosecution, oh my gosh, the prosecutor office, the DA office, that's where she was at with her lawyer. While she was there, she seen Aries. So you already know Aries helped kidnap her back in book, what was it, 2? Book 2 or book 3? That's when, book 2, right? So when they leave the DA office, Breeze hit Miamor up like, yo, I seen your girl at the DA office. Miamor is like, who? Breeze is like, don't play stupid. I don't trust her, this, that, and the third. Like, I would never forget her face. So Miamor realized, like, yo, Aries really decided that she's going to help me. So Aries did pull up to the DA office, but we don't know what Aries doing yet, right? So anyway, pause. Let me make sure. All right. So now, at the same time, let's fast forward a little bit. Aries have snuck into the DA office. She pretend to be an intern, right? So there, she found out that the prosecutor is making bets with a mob boss on horse racing. He got a bad gambling problem, right? So she finds out that he takes money from the evidence locker, uses it to pay the mob boss. When he wins his bets, then he puts the money back so they can use that as leverage, right? So now Miamor and Aries comes up with a plan. You know, she's happy to have her girl back, whatever. So they come up with a plan to rig the horse race, right? So there's one horse that's always winning. So Aries and Miamor pulls up to the lady who take care of the horse. They they threaten her family. They like, yo, you gonna give the horse a tranquilizer, the horse, whatever night, the horse is gonna slow the horse down. She's like, oh, it's gonna kill the horse, this, that, and the third. Long story short, that's what it was. Like, Miamor is just like, yo, I'm not playing. You gonna do this shit, and that's what it is. And no ends, ifs or buts, right? But Aries also peep game that since Miamor had her son and been with Carter, Miamor is going a little soft. But Aries is like a stone cold killer. Like, everybody underestimate Aries. Like, they think Miamor is the deadly one, but Aries is the no feeling, like she slit your throat. That's it. There's no ifs and buts, no talking or none of that, right? At the same time, back in Saudi Arabia, Yasmina has slipped into Carter's room. You know, she flirting with Carter. Carter's trying his best to resist her. He already see what's going on. And he's like, yo, like, you know, I got a girl. That's what it is. Like, you gotta chill. But Yasmina don't care nothing about that. She's like, in her mind, she's like, if you have a girl, you know, it's not that serious because you here, she's not, right? So Yasmina and Carter had ended up going into the town of Saudi Arabia. While Carter is like, you know, talking to the townspeople with the little kids, offering to buy them shoes, some dudes come up and try to kidnap Yasmina. So they put Yasmina in a truck and sped off. So Carter's like, shit. Like, you know who her daddy is, and it's like, yo, like, I slipped up, now she get kidnapped. He got a race to get her ass back. So he slide off in the whip, he shoot all them, get her ass back, right? They pull back up to the resort. She's like, oh, don't tell my father. Carter's like, yo, like, I already slipped up, like, you know, I'm getting too comfortable. Yasmina's not good for me, right? So then Yasmina then invites Carter to a poker game. Right, he already know what went down and all that extra stuff. And at the poker game, Carter is meeting with like big time people, right? So Carter knows that if he can make these connections, his empire would be bigger than what it is when he gets back to the States. Baraka, you know, low key mentioned the situation. Thank Carter, like, you know, nothing gets past me, this, that, and the third, right? So I'm like, all right. Carter does good. He accepts the poker game. Yasmina teaches. Before the poker game, Yasmina had taught Carter how to play poker. He lost all his money, but, you know, he gained connections at the same time. So who really won? Right? So now, back in the States, the horse that Miamor paid to get the tranquilizer, he loses the race. The prosecutor, of course, loses the money, right? So now, Miamor pulls up to the prosecutor's house, right? And basically is like, yo, I got you by the balls. I know you took the evidence money. I'll give you the money back. You gotta drop the case against my dudes. And this is what it is. So he's like, what the hell? Trying to figure out like what's going on. You know, of course, Miamor threatens to kill his family. He has no choice but to accept the deal because, you know, that's his career, that's his family. His ass is on the line, right? So now, it just so happened that with the deal, the men had to do time. I want to say it was a year or 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. But we're going to fast forward because I have my notes. I read the books about a month and a half ago, so everything is not fresh in my mind. So bear with me, guys. But anyway, so now, after the prosecutor accepts and Miamor pulls up to Saudi Arabia to be like, yo, she about to pull up on their man. So Miamor and Lena pulls up to Saudi Arabia. Breeze stays back in the States with the kids. So she's watching Carter Jr. and she's watching Monroe Jr., right? So she pulls up to Saudi Arabia. She surprised Carter. You know, they doing the damn thing. They having sex. You know, Carter is mad excited to see me and more. He's surprised. He's like, yo, ma, you know, you slipping. You shouldn't have come here. How'd you find me? She's like, you're not the only one who can find people. She's like, yo, you free to come back to the States. You gonna have to do a little bit of time, but you good. Like, you good. So Carter's mad happy. Lena goes to see Monroe. They have sex, you know, this, that, and the third. Lena and Monroe end up getting married in Saudi Arabia because, you know, Monroe really loved Lena. Like, he really loved her just like how Carter loved Miamor. All they loves is dangerous, but it is what it is. So the boys, again, I forgot how much time they end up having to do. It's either a year or 2 years. One of them joined. So they fly back to the States, all them locked up. The thing with the prosecutor is that he's like, all right, you know, she got me by the balls, but I'm gonna be petty. So he sent the boys to 3 different prisons, right? So Zyir is in New York. Mind you, they from Miami. So Zyir is in New York. Carter is, I forgot where Carter was at. And Monroe is in the South, right? But Monroe, out of all 3 of them, Monroe's the only one who's living like a king in jail because everybody know who his daddy is. Everybody know who Monroe is. Although Carter and Monroe are brothers, you know, nobody really knows Carter because of his last name. And Carter like it like that, where Monroe was getting a lot of attention in prison. You know, Carter and Zyir didn't really want that. You know, they had to go through their fair share of like little BS in jail, but you know, their names ring bells at the end of the day, right? So now, before Carter had went into jail, him and Miamor got married. Miamor's like, I don't want to wait. I want to marry you, right? And also, before Miamor and Carter left Saudi Arabia, Yasmina was tight because she seen that, you know, who Miamor was and that Miamor is that bitch. So she tried to get crazy with Miamor in Saudi Arabia. Miamor is just like, you know, I ain't even playing with this little ass girl. Yasmin is like, I'm gonna get Carter one way or another. But that situation had ended right there, right? So anyways, the men are locked up, right? So now, Carter got sent to Colorado, right? And Zyir is in New York, and again, Monroe's in the South. So Miamor is like, yo, I'm not really feeling what the prosecutor did. So Miamor went to the mob boss. His name is Timmy Bono. That's who the prosecutor runs his gambling bets through, right? The mob boss, right? So then she went to him and was like, yo, she was like, the prosecutor, his name is Daniel. She was like, yo, Daniel is building a case against you, and he's about to take you down. So Timmy's like, why should I believe you? Miamor's like, yo, this is what it is. Show him some little evidence. Next thing you know, Timmy ends up killing the prosecutor Daniel. So he ends up dying regardless. I'm like, you know, he had to go. He was trying to move funny. Like, why you being petty like that? You gonna separate the men like that? Come on, you being petty. He did that to try to break the men down, but you got 3 strong men who could stand on their own. Right? So now, through everything, Carter and Miamor is craving a new life. Like, Carter sees more for himself beyond the drug game. Miamor doesn't want to be a killer. Like, she wants to kind of live a normal life. She wants to raise her kids. She wants to be in love. Like, she wants to travel. She wants to do all that extra stuff. But, you know, the life just have a way of having a hold on you, right? So now, where we at? All right, so while Carter's in jail, he instructed Miamor to get out of Miami and move to Vegas. So he realized that they needed a new start, and the new start would be in Vegas. And Carter had a vision of starting a casino. But you know, like Miamor has to do the thing and start the casino in Vegas under her name, because obviously they fellas now, right? Miamor tells the girls the plan, and you know, the girls are on it. They understand that Miami is a bad place. So they needed the capital to fund the casino. So Miamor travels back to Saudi Arabia to meet Baraka to handle the business. Baraka also said that when he was down there with Carter, that, you know, he will front Carter, I think it was like half of 500 million, something like that, to invest in the casino. So Miamor goes down there and handle the business. Baraka loves how Miamor is able to conduct herself and how she's a strong woman, you know, because in the book, you know, women do not handle business. The men do. The women stay to the side. They take care of the house, this, that, extra shit. Miamor's like, we not flying that shit, right? While there, Yasmina is trying to get crazy with Miamor. Miamor is just like, yo, basically, know your fucking place. That's what it is. So Yasmina is trying to figure out why Carter is in love with Miamor. She thinks Miamor is ghetto. She thinks Miamor, can't stand on her own, like Miamor just ain't shit. Long and behold, she don't even know who she talking to. Off the strength of who Baraka is and who Yasmina is to Baraka, Miamor is curving her mouth, but she don't know that Miamor is a murder mommy. When I tell you Yasmina, the young ass was talking crazy, so I'm like, yo, you need to get your ass slapped. If it wasn't for your daddy, like, you would be nothing, right? So anyway, Miamor goes to, they move to Vegas to get their little residency and stuff like that. And then Breeze was like, I don't trust Aries. So Breeze decided that, you know, she have to sit down with Aries. They come to some kind of agreement, like, we don't like each other, but, you know, off the strength of Miamor, like, I'm gonna keep you around. You're gonna be around because of Miamor, but I still don't trust your ass because of everything that went down. Aries is like, touche, me too, bitch. So anyways, they get the casino up and running and all that. Miamor names the casino Da Vinci. They went through some shit where they have to pay some Italian dudes who run the casino, the Vegas scene, give them a little percentage or whatever, but long and behold, they got the casino up and running. She named it the Da Vinci, right? The casino is thriving, everything's going good. The men are released from prison after, I think it was like, was it 5 years? I don't know how many years, but they did some years. I think it was 5 years if I'm not mistaken. It had to be 5 years, because my boy Carter Jones was running around walking, so yeah, 5 years. Right? So now the men are released. Carter gets released first. Then we got, was it Monroe, Zyir? Monroe, then Zyir. Right? Fast forward, all that. So the day that the men are released, the women plan the opening for the casino. So this is the grand opening. Guess who pops up to the grand opening? Yasmina ass. After all these years, she pops up thinking that she about to come back and get into Carter's life and she about to take Carter from Miamor. I'm like, yo, shit is really about to go down, but I'm here for it. So I'm reading the book like I'm here for it. I already know what's about to happen. So no, at the grand opening, Yasmina tries to make a move on Carter. Carter's like, yo, like, what's good with you? Like, you see my wife and you don't know my wife. Like, my wife is not gonna take kindly to that. But also during this time, it was 5 years. So during the 5 year stretch, Fly Boogie and Miamor grew close, right? So like they spent almost every day together. The more time they spent together, the more each other they opened up to one another. The more Fly Boogie had a crush on Miamor. Miamor already tried to low key told Fly Boogie like, yo, I understand you have a little crush on me. It is what it is, but my heart belongs to one man. So Fly Boogie, you know, he's kind of upset that Carter's released from prison, right? And he's just like, you know, Miamor deserves better. And I'm just like, yo, for the man who put you on, like, you really moving a little crazy, right? And you know who Carter is. So I don't even know why you're trying to push up on his wife. So Miamor kind of figures out, like, you know, they cross a lot of boundaries as far as, like, you know, her sharing certain things, but Fly Boogie was there for her. Whatever she needed, he was there. But for her, it's like that's like a brother type of vibe, right? So anyways, so Yasmina is trying to get Carter. Fly Boogie is being put in his place by Miamor at the grand opening, right? So Miamor ends up bumping into Yasmina at the grand opening. Again, Yasmina's talking crazy. So Miamor had approached Carter like, yo, I ran into Yasmina, she's talking crazy. Did you have sex with Yasmina? Carter says no. I'm a flashback. Before Miamor arrived in Saudi Arabia, Carter and Yasmina slept together. They slept together once, and it was a big mistake. After Yasmina and Carter had slept together, Yasmina was like, she was overhead for that joint. Now she's really in love. You know, she really thinks she got Carter wide open, but she don't understand, like, that was just pussy for Carter. Just pussy. So Carter lies to Miamor. He should have told her the truth from the jump, but once he started, you know, he couldn't say anything. He never lies to Miamor. That was the first time he lied to Miamor. So I'm like, you know, that's a train reaction. Like, now that you done lied and you already know, like, Yasmina is talking crazy at her face and making snide remarks, because now Yasmina has one up on Miamor, and Carter's about to make Miamor look like a fool, because long and behold, like, you got this girl making snide remarks, not knowing that, you know, she slept with Miamor's man, and I don't like that. Like, that's supposed to be your queen, Carter, and you making your queen look like a fool in front of a young ass girl. So the little snide remarks would get the taste slapped out of Yasmina more, right? So anyways, yeah, the next day after the grand opening, Yasmina calls a meeting with Carter, right? She then threatens to tell Miamor about their little situation about them. So Carter's like, there is no us, we slept together. I'm trying to be cool off the string, because again, that's Baraka's daughter, and Carter would have murdered Yasmina ASAP, but you know, he can't touch Baraka because Saudi Arabia, they gonna come. They gonna really come. Right? Yasmina also at one point had tricked Carter. So Yasmina posed as Miamor and had invited Carter to their suite. In the suite, Yasmina drugs Carter, right? While Carter's drugged, Yasmina have sex with Carter. Miamor then goes to the suite, sees Carter passed out, laid next to Yasmina. She already know they had sex, right? Carter is going to the world. Yasmina wakes up to an ass whooping from Miamor. Carter's trying to stop anything, but he's drowsy. He's trying to talk to Miamor. Miamor's like, no, she's hurt. Like, Miamor is scorned because she asked him and he lied, right? She felt betrayed, and now she's determined to take everything from Carter. Like, she don't give about nothing. Carter hurt her, right? So now Miamor's filing for divorce. So Miamor and Carter, you know, they got their lawyers or whatever. Miamor's like, the only way to hurt Carter is to take everything from him. The casino, his money, his empire, the drug game, all of that, right? So now, at the same time, Miamor, this is where we go back to the beginning of the opening scene where Miamor is killing Yasmina. So Miamor has her men take Yasmina out to the desert. She had hit her or something, punched her, whatever she did, and buries Yasmina alive. Miamor then tells Carter Miamor tells Carter that she buried Yasmina alive. Carter is now worried his ass off, because he's like, Miamor, what did you just do? Because Miamor, she's a strong woman, she's upset and she's enraged, but she doesn't realize the full effect of what the hell she just did and who she did it to, right? So Carter's trying to warn Miamor about the consequences, because this is why they were sitting at the table at the divorce meeting, and Miamor stormed out the room when Carter decided to decline the offer that she was offering. She's in the car. Carter is standing outside of her car, right? So they talking about the situation. Next thing you know, there's a red dot on Carter's chest, and Carter gets shot. So Miamor's frantic, right? So Miamor's frantic. Everybody's trying to figure out what's going on. Guess who shot freaking Carter? Fly Boogie shot Carter because he thinks that if Carter is out of the picture, that he can now be with Miamor, right? So Carter is now rushed to the hospital. He survives the gunshot, and nobody knows that Fly Boogie's the one who pulled the trigger. So, cause Fly Boogie's dumb tight that Carter survived the shot, he's like, damn, like, you know, whatever. So he's being there for Miamor, helping her, all that. At the same time, he goes to be with Carter. Carter promotes Fly Boogie ass. I'm like, what the hell? Like, Fly Boogie really shiesty and Carter. I'm like, Carter, for him to be a good judge of character, he really don't understand, like, this, the man that you promote is the one who tried to take your life, right? Next thing you know, the Arabians pull up to the hospital, right? So Carter already know, like, the shit about to get real. Monroe's at the hospital too. So they pull up to the hospital. Baraka pulls up to the hospital. He speaks to Carter. Baraka's like, I've been calling my daughter. She hasn't been answering. What's going on? She never missed a check-in. Carter low-key says, like, yo, shit went left. Your daughter is dead. So Baraka's taken back, like, what the fuck was happening? So Carter was like, it's my fault, kill me now. Monroe's a real one. Like, Monroe was like, yo, we going out together, bro. So Baraka's like, you hiding something, you hiding the person who did it. So, you know, Baraka figures out it's Miamor. Baraka's like, I'm not gonna take your life. I want Miamor's life, right? So Miamor is actually in hiding with Breeze and Lena. They all in hiding and whatever, right? So now shit is about to get real. Shit is about to get real. Miamor comes out of hiding because she's like, you know, this is my fault. You know, I gotta help Carter. I can't just let him die. Long story short, right? So now she's trying to plot to save Carter. So at the same time, Fly Boogie ends up going back to his apartment because he's stressed that, you know, Carter's still alive. He can't get Miamor. When he gets to his apartment, guess who's waiting at the apartment? Murder. So I thought Miamor killed Murder when she stabbed him in the neck when he first kidnapped her. This nigga is alive. So I'm like, damn. Long story short, 5 years ago, Murder hired Fly Boogie to infiltrate the cartel, to get close to Carter, to kill Carter, right? After, you know, Fly Boogie was with it, but then, you know, he grew close to Zyir, he grew respect for Carter, and, you know, when when they went to Vegas, Fly Boogie just forgot about the whole plan. Murder's like, I put you on, little nigga, you didn't do the job. And then that's when Fly Boogie's like, I just shot Carter, like, you know, he's still alive. But Murder's like, it took you 5 years to do that. So Fly Boogie's scared that Murder's gonna kill him. Murder's like, yo, you know, like, you about to have to kill Carter, like, we gonna get this done, right? So Murder is on the type of timing, like, you know, Carter has to die because if Carter dies, Miamor's gonna come back to him. Murder is obsessed with Miamor. Fly Boogie is obsessed with Miamor. I'm like, yo, Miamor must have that good gun. Like, I'm not understanding. And then the way Murder talks about Miamor is like Miamor is a property to him. You get what I'm saying? So that was just a whole nother thing right there. Right? So now Murder also tells Fly Boogie, like, I'm getting what I want. Carter's gonna be dead, Miamor's gonna be mine, and I'm gonna take his empire and his casino. And that is how book 5 ends. I'm like, damn. Like, it was a lot that happened in the book, and I'm like, it's only gonna get juicier. Like, the Cartel series is one of the most juiciest series I've read. Besides the Animal series, which is also one of my favorite series, the Cartel series, I think, kind of had the Animal series beat up. But I still haven't finished the Animal series, so we'll see how that goes. But anyways, stay tuned for book 6. Your girl is out.